back to the Final Pop. My name is Juan Jimenez.
And I am Albin Ramirez, and we just got out of the theaters and we watched The Wild Robots. I know you like this movie a lot.
I know.
I already know.
Oh my gosh, 2 films in a row
Yeah.
where I cry.
Really?
Yes. It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been a week. We went to go see My Old Ass, which
Yep.
also made me tear up. And then we just watched The Wild Robot, and the same thing happened. I don't know. It's just, I think it's about family.
Yeah.
I think it's the family part. And
Exactly.
you start to feel it. But yeah.
All right, so what do you like about this movie so much?
Oh man, I personally like the story itself.
Okay.
I like how they just, put a blank canvas of a robot. And she grew up in a way. I mean, not in a way, she did grow up just like a mom itself, She's given her, she had a baby, and it forms, creates a bond, and that's what happened here. It's just, it happened so quickly for her. She had, she basically had a season from spring.
Pretty much, yeah.
From spring to fall, she had that whole entire time to just basically raise a child, and with no instructions, and she kind of had to go on her own. For her, it was fast.
It felt fast.
It did feel fast.
It felt like the pacing of that part flew by, I think.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I do want to say something, and this does correlate to my score.
Okay.
But WALL-E is one of my favorite movies of all time. Animated movies of all time. And this kind of came very close.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I still think WALL-E's better.
Really?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
WALL-E will always be.
Yes, but this one here just captured something that maybe a lot of people won't see, but I did, and that's like that non-appreciation that we have, to parents, and vice versa.
Right.
And I don't know, it's just, it captured it well. Obviously, it was fast-paced, right? All fast-paced, but in I guess our human way, which takes years for that. I think they expressed it very well. It is fast-paced because that's what it's meant for. It's basically our family evolution in just one season for them. So yeah, it's a good movie. Great writing. Oh, the cinematography, the animations were beautiful. They had some big names in there, which we'll get back to. But yeah, overall, I love this movie. Okay. It was a good movie, and it's one of my top-rated movies.
Really?
Yes, because I really enjoy it. And I can go watch it again, and I probably will.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So my thoughts on the movie. Like you said, it's good writing. That's one thing. I think the cinematography is awesome. There's a lot of moments where it's beautiful, and you're like, wow, this is nice. We watched it in 3D.
That's right.
So I don't know if it gave it an oomph, but I thought it looked good. So
it did. I really liked it. I might go see it just in a
like
2D
regular
format. Yeah, 2D format, just to make sure what looks better. I think I might like it in 2D in 2D. To be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll see about that.
Okay.
Anyways, continue.
So my only downfall with this movie is that it definitely has a target, and it's kids, obviously, and moms.
Yes.
Which I am not.
Yes. No, not necessarily. I feel like it's kids and parents.
Yes.
Because Think, which is Pedro Pascal, he's considered in a way like the dad.
Right.
Dads kind of sit back a little bit more than moms.
Right.
Moms are the ones on top of everything. Dads kind of just,
But he was protective of him. So.
He was still protective of him, just like a dad. But he was more like, okay, I'm gonna just back away a little bit, and whenever he does need help, I'll kind of still be there.
Gotcha.
And in reality, that's how dads are. They kind of sit in the back, on the sidelines until they're needed, and that's what Think was basically like a dad figure. Bright Bill, he had parents, just in different forms.
In different forms.
Yeah.
And that's a part of the movie in the beginning where people were making, or not people, the animals were making fun of him because his mom was a robot and his father, I guess, was a fox.
Yeah.
I guess it does kind of relate to like humans. Like, your parents doesn't have to be necessarily your actual parents, your actual mom or dad. It's just the people that are
bond.
there. Yeah, it's the
bond you
it's
create,
the connections that you have with these people.
Yes. All right. So can we talk about the cast real quick?
Sure.
So we had Kid Connor as Bright Bill, and then Pedro Pascal, which you took a while.
Yeah, actually until the very end when I saw the credits, that's when I realized that it was Pedro Pascal.
Oh
I could not tell.
So
his
throughout
voice.
the whole entire movie, it just didn't click?
Yeah, it did not click.
Wow. The one that didn't click at all was Catherine O'Hara.
Yes.
Which played the
possum mom,
the
right?
possum, Pinktail, apparently is her name.
Yeah.
Her name. And dude, I didn't recognize her voice. She had this weird accent. And she already does a weird accent, like, in Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
And I did not catch it at all. And then obviously Lupita Nyong'o.
Yeah.
She plays Ross, the robot. I think she did a pretty good job.
Solid vocals for sure.
Yeah.
Especially sounding all robotic at first, and then towards the end, you can kind of tell there's a bit of like soul to it.
Yeah. Actually, that's something that I noticed throughout the movie. There's a transition from the beginning of the movie of her voice being obviously robotic to a gentle
mother
voice.
Yeah.
And I noticed that at the very beginning, her voice got softer instead of a hi,
I felt that, yeah.
Yeah. So it was. You see these little details, which was pretty good. All right, so let's go to scores.
Yes, let's do it.
I'm scared for you.
I want to say my score first because I feel like you think it's really, really low.
Oh, okay.
For a movie that is not necessarily for me, I still think it's a great movie.
Okay.
I still think I can recommend this movie to other people.
Okay.
And there's nothing necessarily negative besides the obvious, it's not for me.
Yeah.
I still think this movie's solid. I still think it has great animation, a great story, and great writing, and everything above. I will have to score this movie a solid 90.
Okay.
And I think that's a fair score for someone that is not necessarily jumping up and down for this movie.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
So 90 for me. What about you, sir? What is your score for this movie?
So I'm in between either 97 or 98.
Okay.
Now, 98 is where my favorite movie is, which is WALL-E.
Okay.
WALL-E sits there at 90 and at 98. So I guess I'm gonna put it just right below because WALL-E is a classic.
Right.
I can watch that every day, all day, and so I'm gonna put it at 97.
Again, that makes our score wrong.
Oh my gosh, that's
you have to do the math yourself, broski.
Just uneven, odd numbers.
Yeah, you always do it.
Yeah.
You did it to me last movie. You're gonna do it to this.
Now you
movie.
can always raise yourself up a little bit.
91. Yeah, I'll raise my score to 91 just for heaven's sake.
So, if your score is 91 and my score is 97, that puts us right in the middle, putting the final pop score to 94. Which is, but I think it's pretty good.
I think it's solid for this one.
I think it's pretty solid.
I mean, it's got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's right. But we know that it kind of drops sometimes with the audience.
Yeah.
So I think the audience is going to be a deciding factor for sure. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. If you want to rate this movie or just go see the other movies that we have watched, go to thefinalpop.com.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram at thefinalpop.
All right, you guys. Thank you guys for listening. And as always,
stay entertained.